Hi, I'm Andy and this is Investing Book Highlights. I started reading investing books 2 years ago. I took it to heart when I learnt that the best investors in the world read, and they read a lot and they read a variety of different topics. Investing Book Highlights is here to help investors navigate the large selection of investing books available. So when I read a book with my yellow highlighter, I highlight important sentences or passages. Some books I'll highlight a lot, some books I'll highlight a few, and some books I don't make any highlights at all. Highlighting when you read is something I definitely encourage. The Intelligent Investor 100-page summary. Hold on, wait, is this only a summary of The Intelligent Investor? Was the 12th investing book I read. Written by Preston Pysh and Stig Brodersen in 2014, I purchased it on April 23, 2019. It has 100 pages and I made no highlights. No highlights? In The Intelligent Investor? What's going on? The Intelligent Investor is known as a tough book to read. I wasn't interested in reading it 2 years ago and I'm still not interested in reading it. However, I was interested in a summary of it. That I could handle. I read it once, I read it quickly, I didn't make any highlights, and I put it away on my bookshelf. Preparing for this video, I thought it was only fair that I give the summary a reread and also make some highlights. I'm going to do that now. I made highlights on 47 pages and I really enjoyed reading this summary. When you strip away some of the time period and dated references and 540 pages from the original, the summary is a nice little book to read. The first highlight comes from page 2. The underlying principles of sound investment should not alter from decade to decade. Margin of safety, simple math to understand how a company is doing financially, discounted cash flow, keeping your cool when the market is either rising to new heights or bottoming out. These are some sound investing principles. They applied before Graham started investing, they applied while he was investing, they apply now, and they'll apply well into the future. The second highlight is on page 49. An appraisal is first made on past performance and requires the assumption the world will remain unchanged for the next 7 years. The second phase of the analysis is to determine what future conditions might alter this steady path. Our task as investors is to think of the things or events that might hiccup or totally derail the wonderful companies we are following. A company's annual report has a list of risk factors that they have thought of, but we need to think of other ones as well. Look at the things or events that have hiccuped or derailed other companies and apply them to the companies you are following. How will your companies fare if those events happen to them? The final highlight is from page 87. Many will deny there is any difference between investment and speculation. So Graham suggests the concept of margin of safety be used to distinguish one from the other. Graham himself says there's no problem with speculation, as long as you know you're doing it and aren't doing it with money you can't afford to lose. If you're going through the effort and time it takes to work out a margin of safety on an investment instrument, it's reasonable to say that you aren't speculating. I haven't done this in a video yet, but I'm going to end with some notable highlights. These are towards the end of the book when Graham gives some examples of extreme company behaviour that investors should avoid. These made me smile. Considering the company paid no income tax for numerous years, red flags should have been raised into the validity of the reported earnings. Strange transactions with peculiar accounting were found, but details are too complex to describe. They practiced kitchen sink accounting, putting all possible reserves and bad debts into one year so the other years would shine. I would highly recommend this summary book to every beginner investor. To be honest, it's probably a good book for a lot of investors. This was the 12th investing book I read, and even though it's a summary, I still think it's best to get 20 or 25 books under your belt before reading this one. Or do what I did. Read it early and revisit it at a later date. Also, if you're a beginner investor and you haven't read about Mr. Market or Margin of Safety, which come from this book, Google search them. They are two of the most important principles of value investing. Thank you, Benjamin Graham, for writing The Intelligent Investor. And thank you, Preston Pysh and Stig Brodersen, for writing the 100-page summary. In each video, I tally up the cost of the books I've read. As this was book 12, the total cost is $293.54, and that's in Australian dollars. To help build this channel, please click like and subscribe, and let me know your opinion of The Intelligent Investor. Leave a comment or question below and I'll be sure to follow up. And I hope your day is full of highlights.